Hello, hello, hello.
Hey, the camera's up here. Hello. After all this time looking at a camera, it's like, hello, everybody. Welcome to Real and Raw with Lynn and Brian. I'm Brian, and you are?
I guess I'm Lynn.
See what I did there? I took your line.
I'm right there. Yeah. Look, I'm right there. Right there. Right there. Right there.
Yeah, you're everywhere.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know.
You're everywhere normally, and then, when you're on the road, you'll even be everywhere all the time.
I know. Well, while there's plenty of me to go around, why not?
Oh, Jesus. You don't want me to go into that, because otherwise you'll tell me to stop and then we'll cancel the show and nobody will learn anything.
What's the camera? Hi, Tim.
What's a camera? Yeah.
Good morning, Ray.
For all those years I performed in front of not knowing that people were the camera, oh, wait, everybody's looking. Oh, damn. I didn't know you were taking notes.
Oh, my goodness. So it's been a really great week. I mean, our hour just goes by stinking fast. We've been talking about the week of the pay the price for what you want in life. Today we're talking about peers, friends, and family. And damn, that's the sticky situation sometimes, but it doesn't need to be. Hey, Scott, welcome to our show.
Oh, Scott.
We're glad that you're here.
The premise of this part today is when you're paying the price is that okay? You might lose some people along the way. They might not support you. They may not understand it, but are they willing to deal with that? Right? Yeah. Are you willing to pay the price for people that may or may not agree with what you're up to? Is the context for today. Yeah.
And you got to realize that it has a lot to say about them and less to say about you. Because obviously you're changing and you're trying to change for a betterment of yourself. And most people are not in that frame of mind. Right. Some people are, hey, we've got tons of awesome people.
Good morning,
here.
Tracy.
Good morning, Tracy. And boom. And by the way, you made her feel special when you sent her a friend request. I just got to say that.
Did? Well,
yes. No, but I'm saying you that made a big deal to her. So
well, I'm glad.
Thank you for that.
I want to be friends with people, and I'm very transparent. And I know some people may not like that or whatever, but
she's
the F well.
She's totally honored and thought that was really cool. So yeah. I needed to give kudos where kudos. She's a dear friend of mine. I love her. And so, but seriously, it's one of those things where, I usually surround myself around friends that I love to listen to them and they like to listen to me. But, I don't expect my friends to change if I'm changing.
Right.
But I hope that they still love me for changing for myself, not for them or anyone else, right. And so it's one of those things where, a lot of people like to pick my brain and, like Tracy, she's so cute. She goes, I just like your brainy brain and the way you think. And I'm like, I'm just me.
That's a word for
a brainy brain.
Brainy brain.
She doesn't say it that way, but that's how I say it. But again, that's how, brainy brain. Well, because the funny thing is if you read faces and stuff, like the bangs, the whatever. I mean, I hide who I am a lot of times, and I've done that a lot. I've hid who I am under, carrying the weight and everything. I've always just wanted to disappear. I always just I'm the one that comes to the parties early because I want to place myself so I could see people coming in, but they can't see me coming in. I've just been from that mentality that I don't want anybody to notice that I'm there. So I can't go late and show up. Oh no, that's just not me. So, but I've realized because, I was the Long Island Rosie Perez speaking kind of girl. And, with the thunder thighs, because when I was bodybuilding, I was known as thunder thighs. Cause I just thought it was a cool thing. I would go with the football players and I'd do the stacks. I'd bench 125 with my legs, and crush it. Yeah. So, but All I'm saying is don't pick my brain. What is Tim saying here?
Yeah, don't pick my brain. There's not much left in there. Please don't pick it out. I kind of need it for a few more years. Oh,
I
that's
love
awesome,
it.
Tim.
Oh, Tim, we need to have you on the show sometime. It would be fantastic.
Hey, he should be on our Friday because we might need to balance it out with a few more guys on the show. After the ladies that have been generous to take our invitation to be a part of the show.
Which, by the way, Cheryl, she decided to grace us on the first week. Jerry's wife, Cheryl. Yeah. So I'm excited about that.
And Jerry's coming up too. So
yes, at the end of the month. So I'm super excited. So
thanks to everybody that like Charles Coachman and Pamela and Christopher and Sherry. And Sherry. Yeah, thanks for all of our previous individuals that we know and care about. Damn, I'm getting a pedicure right now. They fit me in today, so I can't listen too loud. We might need some lip. We might hear some lip.
Did you pay her to do that?
No, I did not.
I was talking to Scott today, and Scott goes, Lynn, that Brian's not letting go of that lip lock. I'm like, I know,
right? Come on, Scott. Let's just be real here. An improv humor guy that likes to cause fun and create fun out of nowhere and mischief. Are you really?
Yeah.
Not gonna happen.
Well, I don't know, but don't be surprised if I happen to be in Florida somewhere and I just don't show up for the show because I don't want to hear about it.
We might have to do a replay that day, a replay show.
Okay, stop.
Or the show. Hey, can we reschedule our show for like 5 p.m. instead of noon?
Oh, hey, did we become friends already, Michelle? Because I sent her a friend request. She goes, you paid. Oh, but you know what? Everything you say, Ken, will be held against you. So just remember that. I'll get you back too.
It's awesome to have you here, Michelle. I'm glad you're taking us with you on the road.
So we can put on our resume. We've even been to the manicure place. We've been to the pedicure. We've gone as far as the pedicure department.
Yeah, she's got to sit still because otherwise the quality of the job might get screwed up if she laughs or moves too much.
Oh, so maybe we should have hit the little funny bone.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
All of a sudden, imagine her kicking her person in the face or something.
No, that's what I was gonna say. If we subliminally talk about putting your foot in somebody's mouth.
Oh, jeez. All of a sudden, when her husband or kids look at her feet, her husband or kids look at her feet and like, oh, what happened there? Oh, I was on a live show. It's okay. I was laughing too hard. It's okay. It's like, like the sparkles, on her toes or whatever, not as sparkly.
Wait, Michelle, can this person hear us right now? Because we don't want the owner to come after us for what we did.
If they're not focused on their job, that's out of our hands, Hey, Ellen.
Hi, Ellen from New York. Oh, I can't wait to see her this summer. Yeah, she's in Syracuse. I'll get to see her this summer. Nice. So I'm excited that she's here. We got people from California all the way to New York on here right now.
And we got people getting their feet taken care of.
Yeah, really.
Thank you all for being here, everybody, all of our loyal listeners and anybody catching the replay. We're grateful that you take time out of your day to be with us on day number 4 of Pay the Price.
How about this one, foot to mouth? Write that one down.
Foot to mouth. Okay. Is there an affiliate link for that?
I told Scott about the affiliate link. I told him he needs to check in tomorrow.
If it were me, you know what I'd do with that affiliate link? It might be a little private by what I would say to do with
it. Hey.
What was that again? What was that?
Foot to mouth.
There it is. Okay. So instead of farm to table, it's foot to mouth?
Excuse me. Oh man, this is just too funny. So okay,
so here's one of the looks that we're probably going to see, and just for everybody watching, that we're likely going to see with our guest on tomorrow.
What's going on? This is going to be it. What's going on here? I said I wasn't scared, but I don't know what you guys are doing.
What are you talking about?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so let me give you a backstory for tomorrow, okay? So this all started in November of 2019. I actually got to speak at a convention, network marketing thing that I top one of the top earners type of thing. I got to speak on stage and I got to introduce a guy named Ken Walls. And he happened to have a guest there, Pam Aubrey. So I got to meet them. I got to introduce him. And he said he was going to have this live streaming group. And I said, hey, I'll invest. I'll sign up. And so then I got to meet Brian there. And kind of the rest is history because we've got such a great family in the Live Stream Academy, Grow Live Academy, I should say. But the funny thing is we've got we're such a funny family. Like tomorrow we'll have a lot of people with affiliate links and all this other jokes and behind the scenes stuff. So I'm giving you a little insight so you guys feel like when you come over tomorrow, you're part of the joke. And so that, you know what's going on. Cause I don't think Ken will watch the show today. No. He probably don't even remember the tomorrow he promised. So,
and let's just be honest, improv is a skill I'm biased to say that all of us can use. But there's no logical reasoning for anything we do on Friday. And that's the beauty of it. That's what improv is all about. So we'll see how Ken does.
Yeah. And Ken came and watched because Sherry Gideon was on it. He's like, I'm not scared. I'll be on there. Yeah. Okay. And Sherry did a bang job. I mean, she did a great job.
She even danced, like when I would start dancing and then she would dance on her own, so she had her own little groove going on. So, yeah.
Which, by the way, she actually put her episode on her personal website.
Oh, that's
cool. We're streaming over there with her. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's really awesome.
So we'll see how the logical man known as Ken Walls will deal with an illogical format tomorrow. How about that?
Yeah, and Ken Walls, I mean, he's got friends like Grant Cardone and Gittimore, and I mean he's interviewed over, I don't know, 300 people and stuff.
300 celebrities, and he's done over 3,000 live streams. So 3,000 just like what we're doing here in a different format.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's got a following and it'll be really interesting. And we got to make sure that he shares the link tomorrow too. Hey, Ken, did you share the link?
Oh, good Lord.
Hey, actually make that one of our words. And by the way, did you share the link? Because I don't think you were in class.
Share the link.
Yeah, share the link.
You, Ken.
Yeah, Ken Walls has friends in low places. Yeah, well, that's what Tim said. So Tim, I hope you're here tomorrow. It should be a humdinger of a day. Actually, I'll be at my daughter's house.
What was that, tomorrow. A humdinger of a day? Is that what you just said? Yeah. Oh my God, that's another one. Humdinger. Humdinger.
Whoopie-doo.
We're making random sound effects.
We are real and raw. We don't know what we're going to do with all this
freaking
stuff.
Humdinger. That's a definite word. That's a definite word.
There was actually, when I used to sell toys and stuff, there was something called the I forget what it was called, but I used to call it, you want one of those humdingers?
Oh my God.
I've been on a roll this morning. I actually was talking to Tracy, and Tracy's like, Lynn, I got to let you go. My sister's here. And I knew what she was going to do. I said, are you guys going outside for a cigarette break?
Ooh.
She goes, yeah. Oh my gosh. Scott,
so my question to you, Lynn, is that bottle that none of us can see, to your right, known as the Pinnacle Whipped, have you drank out of that today, or
no? But look who's on now, Scott.
Hey, lip lock salutations.
No, I haven't touched it. I'm naturally high. What can I tell you? So
I'm not even gonna go there. Okay, so Scott, here's the thing: is that I heard about your interaction with Lynn as far as Brian. He's not going to let that go. Well, then guess what? I mean, you got to get some fun out of this because you're bringing it up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is fun for everybody here. So
Yeah, he's so cute. It's funny. I mean,
and
like
then
I
when
said,
Lynn gives me the roadmap of her travels throughout, going back home and meeting, being with me, and then going over to North Carolina and Jerry and Florida, and then back home to New York. Whenever she's nearing Florida, I know that like within a 2-day radius or within a 2-day period, we're probably not going to have a show.
Shut up. Who doesn't use the word humdinger? I don't know, but I know I have.
I think it's like a baseball reference, maybe.
I don't drink anymore. Any last? Good job, Tim.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you. What is it? Attention.
Attention is attention. It's so good. Yeah.
Well, I'm serious. That after the show that day, I said, "I'm sorry, I said that on the show." He's like, "Lynn, it's all right," but I'm like, I can't believe I said that on the show. So he goes, "Yeah,
hey, what do you got to be afraid of? It was a part of your life. I mean,
absolutely,
a little kissy face, big deal."
Yeah, it was actually, it was great. Like I said, I mean, he and I have so much in common, and we just get along so good. But it was just really cool how we were in each other's lives, and it was just two kids that went to all different schools,
Yeah.
and for the fact that I was supposed to graduate the same year he did, but I wanted to get out of school so bad that I got out a year early. But for him to be there my whole senior year, that was like the best, because I don't think anybody else in the school district went through the shit we went through as far as changing schools. And so that was like so freaking cool to me that at least that was like ending my school years, It was just, and he used to call himself Sir Walter Scott. He had his own little business cards. I got them in my yearbook.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
So it was
that's like, you're in middle school or high school and you got a fur coat, or, you got your fedora on, you know what I mean? Like Sir Walter Scott.
Yeah.
Way to go, Scott. But no, this is all held in good fun. There's nothing.
Absolutely. Oh, no, it's fun. It's great memories. I mean, it's all in the past, but, I'm just glad we've got a great friendship through it right now. And it's just going to be great to see him. It really is.
And one of our listeners, one of our loyal listeners, Ray, I acknowledge you for your first day on the job at your new job at Toyota. So congratulations. It looks like you're looking good, and you're transitioning to the next phase of your life. And then also, I was able to, on my drive back, this morning, I actually watched Christopher's 100th episode. And around the 30-minute mark is when Ray shared the eulogy for Christopher. And wow, man, kudos to you.
Yeah, he did a great job.
The words, man. That I knew it blew him away, and I know that you're closer to him, really close to him, given the shows. But man, amazing words that you created for him and his eulogy.
Absolutely. Colleen's here, and Colleen and I got to get together. And hi, Larry. We look forward to having you the show
next Friday. Larry, you're on.
Okay, so you're both cool. High
character and questionable morals.
I love you, Scott.
Kind of people. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Wait until you see us in person. Then it'll be really questionable.
Oh my gosh.
You're welcome, Ray, of course.
Oh, I can't wait. We're gonna do Snapchats till the cows come home.
What's Snapchat? What's that?
Don't worry, I got us all set up.
I figured you did.
Oh yeah, we got Snapchats. We're even gonna do some TikTok stuff. You don't even know. We're gonna have so much content in that short amount of time. We'll have to look at that. Oh, I remember when we did that, and it's all gonna be raw and real, and it's gonna be goofy as shit. I just know. Scott and I are gonna do the same thing though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are. Some things might not make it to here, but yeah. Who cares? Shit. You know what? My daughter asked me the other day, Mom, are you 55? Or are you a senior yet? I'm like a pre-senior.
Are you a senior?
Yeah, she did, Mom. I don't want to offend you, but are you a senior yet? I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm a pre-senior. So, and by the way, yeah, Sandy from our group too, Archer, she's not on here right now, but I got to talk to her last night, and she lives over by Tammy Storm. And so I'm going to hopefully see her as well then. And Larry lives in that area too.
Yep.
So I'm going to have me a little Ken Walls little get together.
Ken Walls get together.
And you know what? Hopefully, I'm not putting the pressure on myself, but hopefully what's going to happen is I'm going to get into Kansas City on Thursday before the training so that we all can be together and have a good time. So I'm excited about that. So, but anyways, as far as our friends and peers, I believe that people come in and out of your life for reasons. And Scott's a perfect example. I mean, we've been in each other's lives different times in our lives. And and now we're back in each other's lives, and he does podcasts and all this stuff. And, he's done the NLP, which is cool, because I told him I'm doing that now. And it's just, every reasons and seasons, we have the reasons and seasons. And so I really believe that we do need to get away from our regular routines to, compose yourself what you want, and then integrate those friends or this or that, and prioritize what's of value or what needs to be done now. Like I'm reading a book. 1 o'clock in the morning, creative. I was reading the Delay, Don't Deny book. I did 75 pages and then went back to sleep for a little bit. I'm almost done with the book, but I've got NLP training. I've got creative stuff I want to do. I've got this and that. I'm just so excited. I don't have time to sleep. It's really what's happening.
So there was a visual that a quote by Dr. Seuss actually really turned me on to be a better that there's no better representation of what we're sharing here today. And I sent it over to Lynn for us to just kind of go through for a moment or two. But, be who you are and say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. And so I think it's very on point today with our discussion that those that stand by you, it goes to their core, it goes to their heart, that unless it is something just tragic or something that is just unorthodox, nothing you do is going to run the risk of a relationship or somebody that cares for you, right? Because they know how you are and you're just being you. But if you run into people where it's you feel like you're walking on eggshells, you can't be like yourself, I think it's very poignant with what Dr. Seuss says there. Yeah, absolutely. I just thought of it, when I was driving back, I'm like, Lynn, maybe we should use this as an emphasis today.
What's funny is I was actually going to do my own rendition of that today as my quote today, but make it a Lynn quote, because I'm trying to teach Brian to take anything and just make it into your own words and quote yourself. So, but I was going to do that one today. I kid you not. I was like, people that don't matter. I'm like, no, don't do that. And I didn't. And so I'm glad I didn't. But, it's like what I'm about to do this summer is what I've done with my kids when they were small. I would go every summer back east and blah, blah, blah. And, it's so funny because being older and all these other things, it's I normally get into this training mode. I'm working like a beast and trying to lose weight and all this stuff. And I'm like, you know what? I'm losing weight healthy. I'm not happy with the weight I'm at, but I'm like, I don't give a shit. If people don't like the way I look now and they're judging me, great to know. Because you ain't going to see me when I look really good, Oh, what's this? I don't live your truth. You can't know any peace. That's right. Absolutely. And so, so I pretty much have gotten to the point where I realize, I am going to let whatever judgments be or whatever. It's like I'm truly comfortable finally now. And I wish I felt comfortable before. I used to hide behind weight because I just wanted to hide.
Right.
And then now, but it's never been something healthy. It's never been my core. That's not me. Mm-hmm. And so, the whole feel of whether my friends like it or this or that or whatever, it doesn't matter to me anymore. I'm just going to be present and show up, because I'm always inspired by those people that don't allow their weight or their disabilities to stop them. I'm no different than they are. Hello,
right.
McFly,
Well, if it's a day, okay, Michelle says, oh, wow, she's even messaging us while she's getting her feet done. I always used to tell my daughter the quote, and can't remember who it's from, and I quote, "A man is not worth your tears, and the one that is will never make you cry." End quote.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Absolutely. So,
if you have a daily saga or an ongoing piece of drama where you don't know if you're going to upset somebody or whatever, and you're just doing you and it's not to them, but they're making it about them, the more that you're dealing with all of that, when you have to question yourself as if you're just being you, it might be time to sever ties with those people.
Oh,
right?
Absolutely.
You know, and I dislike to say it because obviously it's a negative thing, but it's like when you're doing you and you're not positioning anything that you do for them, right? When it gets so bad is when you question what you're doing over one person, it's time to sever ties, because it's like, you know, and I know that there's quotes out there, so I might butcher this one, but just to paraphrase is that live 100% within you versus 1% of somebody else, right?
Absolutely. Well, you know, you either fit or you don't fit, or and you don't have to be the same. You can have your own separate things, but can you respect each other's, you know, where they're at? If it doesn't fit, as far as I was gonna say, if it doesn't fit, you gotta quit. But that's anyways, hey, I'm unfiltered here. What can I say? Anywho,
I have a feeling. I just have this feeling that that phrase right there as a Lynnism may come back sometime in the future. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but seriously,
and we're going to start with a little piece of paper here because I'm going to write it down. Okay.
The point I'm making is that when you realize that if the person doesn't resonate with you, or you don't appreciate what they're doing, or you don't like what they're doing, their interest or anything like that, you truly need to look and say, you know what? If I don't like this now, I'm not going to like it from 10 years from now.
Yep.
So what this is, you know, I see too many people conform to misery.
Yeah.
It's bullshit. Like, it's like, I'm calling bullshit. Like, I'm going to leave some names out here, but I got some friends right now that I got to leave names out in this situation. But I've got people that I know they're not happy. And there's nothing I can do except say, you know, just look at what the situation you got and leave it at that. And the thing is if it doesn't feel right, what makes you think it's going to get better in time? It doesn't go that way. It does not go that way. And you know what? And then I have friends that are just guy friends that are just so used to their normal routine of misery that but they look at it this way: I'm a creature of habit, and I'm just so used to just whatever. And I'm like, this creature can get used to some freaking better habits. Be happy, creature. Don't be a shitty, grumpy ass creature. Because I'll tell you what, this girl ain't gonna be.
Well, did you ever notice between those two different paradigms or different profiles, is that the one that lives in misery, they want to bring people a part of it, but then there's no access, there's no movement, there's nothing possible, right? And they always, you know, and they would rather go after the people that are actually trying to get away from that and bring them in. And it's always the same agenda, by the way, right? Is that the same time that they reach out to you, you know, it's always the same symptoms. It's always the same context.
Yeah.
But then people that are in a different paradigm, that it's like, hey, I got enough issues keeping my own negativity and drama at bay, right? I don't need somebody else to drag me down when it's at times, not every day, but it takes everything I have to not go there, to not look at my demons. So why would I want to have somebody reinforce that when I'm trying to stay far away from that?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, and just so you guys know, a little hack or just something you should realize is that when they start saying the same repetitive bullshit to you, and you're just getting where, like, you know, it's like if you get over medicated, you start scratching because it's just like, shit, same thing. If it starts irritating you, what else is your conscience going to tell you? Get your ass out of there. Stop. Go away. You know, it's crazy. So,
I broke off ties with my mother-in-law, and I've been so happy and less stressed. Wow.
Yeah. Well, you know, but
good for you, Michelle.
Yeah. Wow. But send love and blessing to your mother-in-law, and let it go. And that's great. And that's great. But yeah, that's awesome.
There's a couple questions that I found to be when it comes to when you've had enough and you don't know how to remove yourself from the situation amicably, or civil, right?
Amicably, yeah.
Amicably.
Oh,
Sorry.
I actually helped you with the word.
Sorry, amicably. Sorry.
Let me write that date down.
Oh. So moving on is that there are questions that I love, because here's the thing is that I don't have the answers.
Right.
But through your actions, you find the answers, right? And so I love asking people 2 questions, because these actually 3 questions, because one of the topic for this week is actually one of those questions. That's the third one. But number 1, what are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
Anytime that somebody's going through misery, you know, they want to propagate that agenda. They don't want to do anything about it, because it's easier, because they don't have to go to work on it, right? Yeah. They don't have to confront it. They don't have to feel it, and they don't have to put together a plan of moving on it. And the unfortunate part about it is they get rewarded by that, right? They get rewarded by pity and, you know, and whatever, somebody's shoulder. The second question is that how can you afford not to, right? How can you afford not to move past this, right?
Yeah, you know, Michelle says this here. It says, I feel constantly had to be someone I wasn't around her. You know, and what I love, Michelle, is that you listen to your intuition and you realize you didn't need that. You broke off the ties of stress. Obviously, she has her own opinions and things, and that's not going to change.
Yep.
So respect it and remove yourself out of the situation. You perfectly did that. But just when you think about her, send her love. Send her love, because I do find that when you send people love that are like that, eventually, for some reason, they realize, wait a second, I don't have that power over Michelle now.
Yep.
Michelle's not coming around. She put up with that shit for a while, man, and she's not coming around. Maybe I did do something. And I've seen that. I've seen people that have come to me and say, you know, and I go, what did you always do? And how did they feel? And why should they keep coming back? Did you ever think it was you?
Well, and it's so, like, in somebody that has the same story and the same context, is that they're coming to you for a reason, right? I mean, because after you've said it 20 times or 50 times or whatever it is, they already know what you're going to say to them, because that's how you roll, right? Yeah. That's how you're wired. That I'm not going to accept blame and excuses.
Yeah.
Are you willing to take action? Are you willing to do something about it?
So,
you know,
so here, as far as you say, you're not sure you could send her love, but Michelle, I'm not going to spend a lot of time in this, but I want to tell you this from pure personal experience and things that I know. Truly, you need to love her, as far as saying, you know, I love her for having my husband. Mm-hmm. I love her for whatever you can find that's good, because I'll promise you one thing. If you hold anything against her but not love, you will be poisoned by whatever thoughts you have of her. They will come back to you. And I promise you, as God is my witness, I'm telling you the truth. So please change the way you think about her and be like, I love her because she had my husband. And I love her because now I have my grandchildren. You know, please do that, because if not, that will be the rotten piece of an apple that will spoil so much for you. So for you, and do it for you, not for her. This is what a lot of people don't understand. A lot of evil people in this world know how to love their enemy, but good people don't know how to do it back. And it's been my mission to explain to people that they need to do it back, because you always wonder why an evil person always gets ahead and why an evil person does this. And you're wondering why you ain't doing nothing, because that evil person is blessing and going. And what you're doing, you're stuck in the crap. And as long as you're stuck and you don't clean that crap up, you're going to keep getting more of what you're feeling. You're vibrating that back to you. So I just want you to realize that you need to know that you're blessing and loving her for your sake as much as blessing her. I'm not lecturing you. I'm just wanting to give you
I'm going to say 2 things and then we'll move on. Yep. And Michelle, Lynn and I are truly grateful that you're being this vulnerable and transparent with us.
Yes.
We want you to know that first and foremost.
Out of love.
Because it takes something, okay? Number 1, consider to be civil, right? Consider it just something that you want to do. It can be very light. If she has a birthday coming up or a family gathering or her favorite holiday, or pick a random holiday and send her a card, right? Something simple, something that makes you feel good, and that's it.
Yeah.
Do not go all in at once. I mean, you know, you don't have to recover from anything, right? No. You are where you are, and I get that. But it's like, do it for yourself, but do it in a simple way, right? Maybe Christmas. You know, I mean, these are just suggestions, but whatever works for you, right? Just so you feel it in your heart that there is, you know, and you're not expecting anything back, which I know you're not, you know, because of the way it's been.
Well, you're asking her to go further than I was, because and that's kind, because I wasn't saying for her to reach out to her. That's not what I'm glad I'm going to rectify this. I'm saying in your mind from a distance.
Okay.
She doesn't even need to know you're loving her for this, but you need to put it out in the universe. Okay. You need to like just clear the air and the waves of that love. That's all. She goes, oh yeah, I text her for Christmas one year, first message. And that's great. But what I'm saying is that's great. But I wasn't trying to tell you to reach out to her. I'm just saying in the sense that you need to do it quietly, you know, anonymously, and sending love her way. That's all I'm saying. Because you also got to remember this. There's going to be a time that if she passes, that's going to affect your husband too. And you don't want him to be thinking, well, I can't talk to you because I know how you felt about my mom. There's a big ripple effect. So what I'm saying is like, you know, send your mom love. Even tell him when he goes to see his mom, send your mom love. Tell her I said hello. Be very respectful, because it's also your kid's grandmother. And if something happens, you're going to have to be the matriarch there. And if you've made it apparent and not showing love, they're going to feel disconnected. So there's a lot to it. I'm not going to go into it, but mostly for yourself, because you don't want your kids or your husband, when they're in pain of a loss, but you don't like her and I can't talk, because I've seen it. Okay. Yeah. So I truly want to just say that.
Yeah.
Oh, but somewhat.
He's somewhat cut ties as well. Okay.
Yeah. And that's fine too. But I'm just saying that it's not good not to love everybody. It's not good for your soul or your spirit, because put it this way, if you did wrong or you hurt somebody, would you not want them to send love to you? You got to look at it the other way too. Yeah. You can't expect somebody to ever forgive you or love you if you can't love or do it the same. It's got to be that way.
I'm going to say two more things and then we can move on, because, you know, and Michelle, again, thank you for your vulnerability and transparency. Two more things. Number one is, I don't know if you've had a conversation with your husband as far as you both shared in terms of like, okay, that's my mother-in-law, that's your mom, of like where you and your husband are in terms of being on the same page about where your relationship with her, the furthest it's going to go, right? Yeah. Like just as far as it's going to go, and that's as much as I'm going to give of myself and I'm done, right? Yeah. I don't know if you've had a conversation with your husband, so at least you guys are on the stage as far as, you know, I only can go so far in loving her, right? Yeah. What is that? You know, I don't know if you've had that conversation or if it's something to consider. And then the second one is that if you're spiritual, or if you meditate, or if you pray, is that possibly keep her in your thoughts, right? Or say something that's out in the universe that she doesn't even have to know about, but it gets you in touch with who she is as a person. So
thank you, ATC Network, for
thanks, ATC.
Trust few and love all. Absolutely. I mean, it's keeping it clean and polished. When I think of some of the relationships that I cannot go back and correct or help or anything, you know, I got to move forward, but at least I'm sending love that way.
Ooh,
and that's,
I'm going to say one more thing to Michelle and Lynn, you touched on it, is that let's just say something tragic happens to her. Okay. Will you be content with that? You said all you wanted to say to her, right? From a mother-in-law, from a person to a person, you know, whatever your relationship is with her, will you be content if something should happen to her that you said all you wanted to say?
Yeah.
Right? That, you know, now circumstances are different. We don't know the relationship, how it made you feel, all of that. But I can tell you what, when my dad passed away unexpectedly, that was, let's see, 11 years ago now. I wish I had one more conversation with him, but that's not how life works. So just passing it down to you is that if you're content with everything that you've ever wanted to say to her in a civil way, and for her being your mother-in-law or whatever that is, if you're content with it, great. But if there is something there that you want to say but you haven't, possibly find a way so you don't have to live with that anymore.
I regret, correct. Oh, so it's Scott. He's actually checking out his StreamYard. So
cool.
It's my lip lock guy, okay?
Woo! I knew we were going to have a call back.
I can't believe I said that shit, but whatever.
Well, Scott already prompted it, so it must be okay that I'm saying that.
It is.
See, he's going all like Kilo G now. He's he's got his disguise, the ATC network.
No, actually, that's Scott. Will you put the acronyms for the it's I'll mess it up. So put the acronym on there.
I'm just saying is that if you didn't know who that was, we wouldn't know it's Scott. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I know, right?
I mean, obviously, lip lock would be a dead giveaway, but we wouldn't actually know who it is.
I know, right? So so it's cool. He's getting all his StreamYard stuff ready for his production. So
one last thing, Michelle, thank you again. I know I'm repeating myself, but I think it warrants it. Is that thank you for opening up, and hopefully these things help you. Or give you some insight or some direction or clarity.
And so I want to say one last thing about that touches our whole topic here. You pay the price when you don't say the things you need to say to somebody while they're still alive and you have regrets. And that's a passion of mine. I feel that people don't spend enough time articulating what they mean. And Brian and I, every day before we leave, we're like, we love you. I mean, and we sincerely mean it. I mean, it's so important. And that's basically what Brian was saying, but it was a perfect place to just say that right now is the only time we have ever. Nothing's guaranteed a second later, not at all. And Scott's network is the Addiction Training Center.
Wow.
Yep, his company. Yep. Wow. So we're honored that you're getting.
Man, addiction, are we talking all types of addiction?
Yes, alcohol, and all that. He's an amazing guy. I can't wait for you to.
God bless you, Scott, for taking that on and creating that, because I could only imagine the.
Yeah, he's pretty awesome.
That world.
Yeah, he's pretty awesome. So, but anyhow, so I really feel like, we're all making trials and errors in life, and we can't make amends with everybody. But moving forward, you can sit there and try to be the best person you can. And, that's why sometimes you go to funerals and you'll see people that have been out of somebody's life for 10 years that come and sit there, and then they realize and meet the new people that went in their life. And what happens is shit, I didn't realize all the things they did. And I was present because I was holding the freaking grudge.
I've noticed that around Christmas is that, and this is something that I learned from my first year recovering from my nearly fatal car accident, is that there was a tradition started before my dad passed away to go Black Friday shopping. And so I would go with my aunts and I'd go with my mom and we'd get all dialed up. But the first year I couldn't because I was recovering from my car accident. But I realized when I was watching the TV, it would be national coverage where people were ransacking and walking over people to get the $49 doorbuster special. And then they cut to local coverage of a helicopter over Mayfair Mall right outside of Milwaukee. And I'm thinking to myself, how many of these people will spend any amount of money on somebody, right? And wrap a gift or maybe have a wrap for them and then hand it to them, but never say a word to them, right? So you'll spend money on them, but you won't actually talk to them if you have an indifference or some kind of upset, right? And it blows my doors off that it's what does that person how much does that person matter to you? You'll spend money on, but you won't have a conversation with, right? And so walking over coals is not easy, and that would be having a conversation that is not pleasant, right? Or potentially not pleasant, because you have to give up the meaning and the sadness and the anger and all of that But it's like, what is it worth to have that person back in your life again?
Right. And sometimes you don't even need to rehash shit that's past. All can you say is, Brian, I miss you. Brian, I love you. I'm so sorry. Can we just both move on?
Yep.
And it's just a matter of the value 100%. Of the relationship that you have with that person to really say, okay, let's call truths. Because when you have that many great memories and, and that kind of thing, my sweetheart, friend, Lori Malchinoff, I'm going to stay at her house when I go to New York, and I'm so excited to be with her. She and I met her when I ended up leaving or moving with my dad, and I was going to 9th grade. And, she was a safe haven. I'd go over there, we'd play Journey, and we'd play some other songs, Air Supply, and that kind of stuff.
And we got a lighter. Anybody got a lighter?
Well, and it was weird because her dad had passed the year before I met her. And then my mom had left me with my dad and things like that. And she and I, we would spend space and yet not really talk. And she was one of my besties. I mean, I just love her dearly. And I'm just grateful that we were two messed up girls that we just knew how to hang without, we shared space. And so she's one of my besties, and I love her dearly. She even helped me write my mom's obituary because I couldn't even think of how doing that. She's also selfishly, my oldest grandson was born. And I just got to say this because this is how friends are. And we don't talk all the time, but my daughter, my first grandbaby's born. And here she was so basking into my enjoyment that she waited a couple of days to tell me after she buried her husband that her husband passed. Wow. Because she did not want me to be upset or worry about her. Now that's a freaking friend. Like, I can't even tell you that I couldn't be there for her, but man, that's just so unselfish. That is so unselfish. And so, I mean, it touches my heart when I would think, here she is going through something and she thinks about me and my daughter. And I was just like, I can't even tell you. That's friendship. That's love. So
absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah.
When it comes to, I mean, like, pay the price, it's like, okay, that is all done through your actions. And so it's like, if you have an indifference or an upset with somebody, do it for yourself, as Lynn mentioned before. Yeah. But there again, it's another dimension of your action. Don't wait for anybody to do it because they may not feel any of it, right? Yeah. They unless it's been communicated, you have no way of knowing if that person feels the same way you do.
Right.
Because it didn't affect them the way, I mean, if they were the giver and not the receiver, it's different.
Yeah.
And if somebody is subconsciously unaware about how they may affect other people, and you don't talk to that person, well,
yeah,
how are they going to know unless you tell them?
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, there's some friendships you can't mend or whatever, and they weren't good for you, and you put up with them. But you know what? Just send love that way and let it go.
But here's the thing: is instead of it being something that's even on your radar mentally, get rid of it.
Absolutely.
It's dragging you down, like we talked about 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. The week of the open road.
Yeah.
A relationship that is severed. It's never going to go back to what it was. You don't want it to go back. Cool. Those are all choices. You're clear about that. But clear mentally is not clear physically.
Right.
And so if you do not get rid of that, it's like something, like a little thing coming right in front of your visual. Right. It keeps coming back until you actually say what there is to say, take the necessary actions, and then it just disappears in the back of your mind, and you have an open road.
Yep.
Of your relationships.
Yeah. It truly is. It's great because, true friendships, I mean, you could go without talking to each other and you could go through things and you pick up right where you left off. And Lori is one of my friends like that. Yeah. I mean, I felt bad last year. I drove to New York. I didn't even tell her I went to town, and mostly because I knew I couldn't, it was COVID and I'd want to be hugging her, hanging out with her. And I was like, I better not do that. But it was the hardest thing I ever did is coming to town and not telling her I was there. But it was like really, really strict when I was there, like restaurants. I mean, it just, yeah. And so
So do you have time with Lori? Are you planning out some time? Are you going to make some time for Lori to meet up with you?
Yeah. Actually, I'm going to stay at her house and we'll probably go camping or and stuff. And I'm super, super excited to spend time with her this time. It's like, oh,
hey, Lori, just so you know, Lynn likes Pinnacle Whip vodka. Just so you know.
She knows I barely drink, but yeah. Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
All of a sudden, it's like, hey, it's great to have you here, Lynn. Guess what I got you?
Oh my goodness. So yeah, but you know, it really is one of those things of putting things in perspective and knowing that you pay the price one way or another in you know, in family things and friends and peers. But you know, your sanity, your peace of mind comes with knowing that you did the best you can in every situation. And she say, ew, but sometimes no, you don't need to get some for me. That was just Brian's smart ass little comment. Oh, like I really need alcohol. Okay, since January, 3 shots. I really need alcohol here, Lori.
Hey, and Lori, you see that bottle right there? Okay, that was the equivalent of 3 drinks.
Yeah.
In that little.
So yeah, I got enough Pinnacle over here, but no.
I'm just joking.
Yeah, she knows I don't drink much, anyways.
Yeah,
she knows I'm a cheap date that way.
I'm a cheap date.
So she takes good care of me when I'm over there, so it's all good.
Excellent.
But yeah, so you know, it really is one of those things where if we could, there's so many things we can't redo, you know, but going forward, if you can just, you know, love everybody where they're at and, you know, and all those things, you're going to be better in the long run for yourself. You know,
there's one question I want to impart everybody before we're out of here for day number 4 here today. And tomorrow's our improv show. So we can't wait to see you back for fun tomorrow. Is at this present moment, if you have an indifference, if you have something that needs to be cleaned up with a family member, a friend, a peer, a work partner, whatever it might be, are you content with where that relationship is right now?
It's a great question.
And if you're not, you got some work to do.
And you know, I have said this to people and I've made them cry, but I'm going to do it again. So it's great. But I want to drive the point across. Are you okay if they died tomorrow and you didn't have that last conversation? Let's just keep, yeah.
That gives me chills.
I've made people cry with that. I've made people cry, and I've made that.
All I can say is that by that question again, and I'll have Lynn repeat it in just a second, is that with me and my dad, I'll never have that option. Mm-hmm. Take my example of 11 years, that if that person that you have indifference with, clean it up now. Do whatever it takes. You're going to be a better person as a result of it, and you're not going to die doing it. I can guarantee you that much. You might breathe a little heavy, you might hyperventilate, depending on how much, how pained it's been for you, how sad it's been, whatever that is. You have layers of reasons not to do this. Well, yeah, because it's been built up.
Right. Well,
But the minute you put it out there and the minute that you do it, it's like weight that you've never witnessed before. Just goes away.
Listen, every time I travel, my daughters can tell you this, I make a point to see my girls. I make a point to tell them I love them. Yeah. I make a point to tell them I love them. And I don't try to talk about death, but I be as transparent as I can. I tell them I'm proud of them and, hopefully I'll be back, and all that stuff, because I don't know. But, I clean everything up. I mean, I clean everything I can up because I let them know where to find things. I even say, if I die, just to go, Kimberly, your beneficiary, go grab the money. Whatever. I mean, it's just the bottom line is they just need to know these things, because if you don't say them, if you don't say them, then you have regrets. But how many times somebody dies that you see in the paper or this or that, and you're like, your mind goes, what's the last time I talked to him? And what did we talk about?
If you have an opportunity for somebody that you have an issue with or they wronged you in any way, it is a blessing that they are alive right now where you can complete that issue for yourself.
Right.
Don't wait.
Yep.
Don't wait.
Yep. Absolutely. Shit, you just reminded me, and seeing Lori here, I still got to write that card to that one person in Syracuse. I got to do that. I mentioned to Lori, maybe I'll show up at their house and she's like, oh, I wouldn't do that. Like, probably won't do that. But I definitely do have to write that letter and get that over and done with. So again, you guys, this has always been great to see you guys here. Tomorrow is going to be, so remember you guys, you got the backstory. Okay. Ken Walls isn't going to watch this now. So we're giving you this. We're going to give him, we're going to give him some shit because we're just going to razz him. And then we're going to have to tell him it's in our course. Okay. So, right first, knock later. No, you're right. I'm not going to knock later. I'm going to spend time with you. I'm going to write the letter and I'm going to send it. And that's all I'm going to do that.
Hey, Lynn, do you think that maybe tomorrow we could get a recording by somebody that has invented these phrases and whatnot to do us a little quick video in honor of our show tomorrow?
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, you exactly know what I'm talking about.
I know. Yeah, I think.
And now we have a quick PSA from one of your students. I don't know what this is about, and then you hit play.
Yeah. So anyways, this guy Ken Walls, right? We are all in his course, and so I'm being transparent here. But I personally haven't gone through the whole course. I've only gone through a little fraction. But I was doing live streaming and video stuff before he said anything. Anyways, right? And he told me in class once, he goes, oh, Lynn, but I know you haven't looked at the course, but I'm still doing the thing. So he'll say, hey, that's in the course. And so we razz him about that. And then he had affiliate links there. And he's like, I'm going to make money from you for the affiliate links. So we're going to probably talk about affiliate links tomorrow too.
I'll finish the course when I get my affiliate link.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So
it will be a fun. Yeah, absolutely, Scott. It will be a great show.
But you see, the other day when he was on here, or last Friday, was it Sherry Gideon last Friday? No, we had Coachman. We had Coachman. But anyways, when Sherry was here, he's like, oh, I ain't scared. I'll come on your show.
I always love that because they're signing up for something that we don't know anything about, much less them knowing about.
Yeah, exactly. So anyways, you guys, we gave you some hidden gems of some inside jokes we're gonna have tomorrow.
So tomorrow, just a little recommendation is that whatever your beverage of choice is, and make sure that you're ready to move like these face muscles because they're going to get a workout with laughter and they might move in places you're not used to. So,
well, you know, what's funny is tomorrow I'll be at my daughter's house and my grandson will be sleeping. So I need to find another area, need to charge on my phone, and I need to bring up my little thing. So I got to make a list of things I'm going to take over there for the show tomorrow. But, you know, we're still unscripted.
Hey, everybody, everything's changing because Lynn's got a dry erase board.
And it's purple. Look, it matches my shirt today.
Exactly. It matches her purple.
Anyways, hey, when Ken met me, I had purple hair. He did.
Yeah. I remember seeing some previous pictures of you.
Matter of fact, you know what? For the little intro, I think I'm going to steal his little intro, make a clip of it, and say, you know, normally we'll let everybody plug themselves in, but I'll plug you in here and just play that. It's in the course.
Man, all these ideas are popping. We should have did this like a week ago to really just drop the bomb. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's going to be awesome when we encourage everybody to tune in tomorrow for our Friday improv show. So different phrases and words and things that have been taken down throughout the week of paying the price are fair game for tomorrow to talk about. And it'll be great because more than likely Ken will not watch our show or hasn't watched our show this week. So, you know, that's what he'll be coming in cold. So.
And you know, it's a good thing he hasn't watched many of our episodes where he nonchalantly comes into.
And you know, speaking of that, thank you for that thank you for that segue, is because there are words that we use every week. So anybody, all of you know this, is that when there's certain words that come up every week, we always give a different variation of it. Words that relate to wood, perhaps.
Yeah.
And so from somebody that is not on the show, they don't know. So this will be great.
Brian, can you write this down? Write first, knock later.
Sure.
I think Lori, I'm taking one of your words.
You got it. Thank you, Lori. Thank you, Lori.
I do like that. He'll go, what? Right first, knock later. I get to see him.
From being a lifelong student of improv, I mean, I've been probably practicing for 10 years, but it's a journey and you're never done. This is going to be funny tomorrow. So I encourage if you have the time to join us for Friday, because and make sure that like you drink before you laugh. Otherwise you might have a mess in front of you, because you might.
All right, you guys, it's time to go. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you. We love you.
Yes,
and we look forward to Fridays every week. So
Friday tomorrow. See you then.
All right. Have a good one, guys. And if I can find the way out the door here, we'll go.